Yeah, I'm wearing the earrings, so I feel a little good about myself today. I've not been feeling okay. I'm not able to look into the camera and speak. I feel cold, even though it's not that cold. I feel cold today. I didn't go to work. I'm not sick, but I called in sick. mm I don't know what this video is about, but mm, I just needed to do something. Okay, so this is. I know what this video is going to be about because when I was on the bed, I was just lazing and lazing and lazing and just couldn't get myself to do anything at all. I deleted Instagram. I was just sick of it. I deleted Reddit, and now I have only Pinterest and YouTube on my phone, and I'm not really using it that much. But recently, I came to realize that I may be having what is called ADHD, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. And I've always not, I've never been a fan of all these um, pathologies, or to name your pathologies, or to have this diagnostic criteria, because I feel like it's very easy for me, uh, because I'm usually like, since the time I've been aware of myself, I know that uh, I've struggled with my identity, so I was so scared to like adopt one. And yeah, but recently I saw a few videos on Instagram and a few creators who had ADHD talk about this, and I related to a lot of symptoms which I usually would think that it happens to everyone. And now now that I'm actually, I'm just doing a job part time, but it requires me to show up every day, and I'm just not able to do it. Even though the work is not that difficult, it's something that I like. I really feel for this cause and everything, but I'm just not able to show up. I'm just not able to. My brain is going blank. Oh, God. And I feel like I might just cry right now because I've not spoken about this to anyone like properly, because I feel like I'll make a big deal out of it, even though it's not. Like, I know it's not, but also I feel like it is. I don't want to cry. I don't want to spoil the video. Yeah, but I'm just not understanding what to do. But yeah, I decided not to like be like this. Like sit and cry about it, but educate myself to understand. Of course, I may not go and get the diagnosis because I'm just too scared. Uh, and also now I'm realizing that there's a lot of shame that I've been harboring in my system. But what I did is, and I'm very thankful to myself, I came to know that there is something called as adult ADHD, which happens to a lot of people, and they're not able to, when they're not able to function in normal life. And apparently, adult ADHD can, it's sort of the onset you can only know once you're adult and once you're doing like adult like things. And that is, so I've, it's been 1 year since I moved out, and like I'm just staying in a place that's completely my own, so I have to be on top of everything. So it involves like cooking, cleaning, feeding myself good food, not just eating, keeping the house clean, keeping myself clean, and uh, I've really been struggling to do that. It's, I don't know if it's the disorder or if, I don't know. I just don't know. But I got this book, ADHD. What is it called? Taking Charge of Adult ADHD. So I'm just like trying to. Oh shit. I'm just trying to understand how this thing works. Um, and if I really have it. So the book is really nice. It's, and I really, wait, yeah, what? Yeah, this book is really nice because it's written in a way that it's easy to read, and I just recently came to know why I couldn't finish any book. Now I don't want to put everything on ADHD, but it just makes so much sense that uh, that I've not been able to finish a book in years, but I just keep buying new books. I have so many books lying at my side table. It's not a table, it's just on the floor. But uh, and I'm so interested, but I just don't finish it. And then I took just the positive side of this whole thing, and I would tell myself that, I read it. I mean, I take a book and then I read it only as much as my curiosity lasts, and then when my curiosity is fulfilled, I just keep it away, and that's like a good practice. I was just telling myself this until I came across many more people on the internet who are facing the same thing. Like, they cannot finish reading books. So when I came across this book, I actually got through a lot of it, like 40 pages, which is a lot for me in one go, given the size of the book. It's like a textbook. But they have written it so well. Like, there are points and everything. So it's just easy to like skim through, and I can also skip pages and like do this stuff. So I'm really glad that this book was made in that way, that it was easier for me to read. So yeah, and yeah, so I feel like I have this thing. I have ADHD, or I don't know, like I was diagnosed with clinical depression like a long ago, but uh, as usual, I didn't want to take that on myself and like make it a part of me, because now I realize that it was because I was going, like, I had a lot of shame, and also I had a lot of mm, like, I don't know how to say that. Like, I didn't feel like I I also feel like sometimes I make things up, like it's not there but it's still there. But then I also realize, why would I make things up? Like, I don't believe it. Like, there's a yoga practitioner of mine who's really not in a good, like, who's practicing with me, is not in a good place. And I tell these things to her, saying that why would you make this up and this and that. But then throughout the days, I'm just like coming and questioning myself, why am I doing this? But actually, I'm not doing it. It's happening. Like, I'm really trying to take charge of it, but it's just not happening. And I know that in my past relationships with my friends and my romantic relationships, I've now I realize why so many things happen, because apparently the one of the symptoms of ADHD is being really impulsive, and I know how my impulsivity has caused a lot of problems, not only for myself but for other people. So, but there's a good side of it, that like I'm always like I have something new to offer to the world and like to myself. So it's also a good thing. Like it's not all bad things. There are good things as well. But now I realize that I need to work around these things. Like I have a structure. I forgot I was saying something else about my clinical uh, depression thing. Is that yeah, I was diagnosed. Okay, one thing at a time. First, uh, this video is already 10 minutes, and I don't know if people really watch all this. And anyway, yeah, my hair is growing actually. So, yeah, so my depression thing, it was there, and even now I have like episodes of it every now and then, especially like just before my period. Uh, it just gets intensified, so it's there. But I've always liked to believe that all these things are human conditions, and if it wasn't for this society, there would be no problem. But then I've come to realize after being a part of the society and like having to pay taxes, like literally, my dad is after me every few months asking me to give him the bank statement so that he can file my tax returns. And I just get so annoyed. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't like, I'm not been able to get my driver's license since I don't know for how long. I'm already 24, so that's 20, 18, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20, 24. 7 years, 6 or 7 years. I'm not even good at math. So yeah, I've failed like the initial test once, and then I was so ashamed of myself that I was like, fuck this, I'll ride my bike irrespective. So not so apparently these things are called executive tasks. Like these things you need to be on top of these things, otherwise it's difficult to survive. And now I'm realizing I stay in a society um, which functions in a certain way, and I need to be up to date with things. I can't slack, and I need structure. And the thing is, I really like structure, but there'll be one day of when I have structure, and that'll be a really nice day. And then there'll be the next day where there'll be no structure. Like I would have used all my dopamine. The second day is just a come down, and then the day after that is like a little bit okay, then a come down. Then once all my reserves are over, I feel like the fourth day will be again it's a high. So I've been noticing this pattern, and initially I was like, okay, it just happens. But now when I finally see it, I see why I really need to consider myself uh, worthy of adopting this title, because that's the only way I can make sense of why others at work are able to show up every day and like do things while I'm just unable to even get out of bed. And honestly, these days it's not even the sadness, it's like not my trauma and all of this. It's just, I mean, it might be the effect of that, but it's not directly making me emotional. Like I know the times I have gone through, especially in the past year, because I spent so much time alone. I had so much time to grieve, like grieve whatever happened to me in my childhood and my past and everything. There was so much time to grieve that I feel like now all of that has left my body. But what is required for me to jump to the next level of my life really requires me to own myself, own my life, and take responsibility. And since I started doing that, since I tried to be an adult, functioning adult, like I attempted to do that, is when I came across these problems and I realized, okay, there is something called as adult ADHD. So, yeah, so I am trying to consider this. I don't know if I'll ever get like a official diagnosis. Hmm, because I don't know. I just am not ready to adopt that. I'm not ready to give myself that title or identify myself with that. I'm still very scared uh, that I may, if I get the diagnosis, I may act more like it, but I know that's not true. Uh, yeah, I mean, even the fact that I think that I'll be acting like that's so fucked up. But I don't know how to get myself around this right now. Like, I don't know how to do it. But then this one section that I really resonated with, it says, what if the professional says you don't have ADHD, but you believe you do? So I'm also scared about the opposite happening. Like, I think that I have ADHD, but then, like, the doctor says I don't. And then I don't know. I don't know how I'll react to that. Like, I'm just so scared of so many things. So I'm just going to stay with it for a while and see how it happens. And I've also noticed that it's very common. Like, this is very common, and it's thanks to the internet that I had so much reassurance from so many creators who create stuff about ADHD. And the thing that I realized to be sensitive about these areas is that they in ADHD sensitive content, they were writing the time limits. They were suggesting that you can do this 10x. I mean, yes, make this like speed up speed up the video so you can just watch it faster and get done with it. So I didn't know these things were a thing. Like, I was like, yeah, whatever, it's just there. I mean, because I was, but now it makes sense. So when someone's like really making these reservations and accommodations for you while uh, creating content, it's so nice because I can get what I need from that content, which is really nice. Sometimes I just skip through important things because I just can't get through it. And yeah, and also like another thing is, I feel really ashamed, so ashamed to say that I am a yoga facilitator, and I literally hold space every single day for people to concentrate while I am not able to do that. I feel really bad. But I also know that in doing that, I'm like sort of feeding something that is inside me that helps me to stay afloat. Like, every morning after I think that's the best thing. Every morning after I take class, I feel really good about myself, and I feel that's the only time like my attention is like really there. And I've also realized that when I'm directly useful to someone is when I fuck, it's 18 minutes. Yeah, when I'm really there with someone, I really feel good. Like, I feel like, okay, this person needs me right now, and I also want to be there. Like, that's something that I'm good at, so it is very easy for me to show up in that way. So I'm gonna think of more ways, like, in order for my career to be okay, and like for me to be able to show up, to find outlets and ways in which I can really be present for people, um, rather than just being on email. Right now, most of my work, the organization that I'm working with, is on email, and I'm so zoned out. Like, I know that the reward is, I mean, even in terms of money or in terms of just reward, as in, satisfaction, job satisfaction is a little bit delayed. So it's a little difficult for me to stick with it. Like, I can't stick with things. I can't stick with my words. I can't stick with my plans, my decisions, everything. But one thing I've been able to stick with for the past 2.5 years is being able to facilitate yoga classes for people. So I want to find more of these things that I can do where I'm of direct, okay, now I feel hot, direct help to people. So that's one way I think I can design my life. So yeah, just understanding the fact that there may be a problem. uh, so crazy. I studied psychology for 2 plus 4 6 years, and I'm still not able to apply it. But yeah, uh, it's it's nice. Like, it's nice to be able to talk about this, even though there's a lot of shame. But I feel like doing it will reduce the shame. Um, I'm still not. I don't know how I'm gonna tell the place I work at that this is a problem, because I'll be like, don't judge me. Like, I'm not like creating this stuff. But yeah, if I need to work there longer, and if because I really like working there, but it's just every day I can't show up. That's the thing. But I'm trying to. So small things count. Like, the smallest things count. Today I was not able to go for work, but I did make myself breakfast, which is a big deal. Like, usually I just have a beverage in the morning and then I wait it out until like 12 to go have my lunch. But I made the breakfast, and so I have to really tell myself, okay, Shreya, come on, just go brush your teeth. That's it. That's all you have to do. Then okay, teeth is brushed. The face wash is right there. Just take the face wash and wash your face. You can't see really, but my skin is not that great these days. So I really have to do this because I want to look pretty. I like looking pretty. And yeah, so these small things are taking time. My house is in a mess, so I have gotten house help, but she's just MIA for so long that my house has become dirty again. But I did change the sheets, and I feel like, yes, this is it. I think I'll stop talking. It's 22 minutes. Maybe I can talk for 3 more minutes. I already feel like better talking about it. And it's not like I have really, really good friends who will listen, but I like this also. I'm very blessed to have such nice support. Like, people have just been so nice to me. I could just go give them a hug right now, but they're far away. Mm, yeah, this is like a reminder for me. Like, if I'm talking in the video, and I can also tell myself that it's okay. It's okay. Nothing is as important, and nothing is not important at all. So I can really find my place in between this. And yeah, and I have scheduled myself to talk to a few people as to how I can uh, get on top of my work, plan my life, achieve my dreams. Yeah, I think it'll be okay. It will be okay. Woohoo! Okay, whoever listened to me for so long, 20 minutes. Yeah, these videos tend to be really long, and I wish I could make them shorter, but I won't. Uh, yeah, yeah. Whoever listened, thank you so much for listening. Um, it means a lot, and I feel like I want to do this more often when anytime I get the motivation. That's one more thing I've learned about people with ADHD is that they have random bursts of motivation in which they do really amazing things. And that is me. I've done some really cool stuff whenever I've had this energy, and I try to really use it. So it's not all bad. Like, it really adds to my personality, and I'm so glad. Makes me special in that way. But yeah, okay. Bye bye. Thank you.